Hey everyone, welcome back to the Archangel 15. Thanks for taking the time to stop in as always. I have a very special video today. It falls into my suppressed medical science video series, but I'm not going to label it as that. This is actually called Root Canal in a Bottle, Root Canal Alternative. If you're like me and have had to go through the experience of getting a root canal, you know it's very very painful, very costly, and kind of nerve-wracking when you consider the whole process. I mentioned before this concept of natural dentistry and natural dentists. There's probably only like a dozen in the entire country, to be honest with you. They don't believe in it whatsoever. It falls in a deeper conspiracy if you're like believe in human microchipping, which is actually proven. Like I have books, Mind Control, World Control, and Mass Control, both by Jim Keith, and it like literally talks in there like in the 70s. First off, this technology probably existed in like alien races, like if not like hundreds, thousands of years ago. But like at the very least, in the 70s, they were microchipping small mammals, dogs, cats, and you're pretty much able to control them. There's a book by Carlos Delgado, Physical Control of the Human Brain. Gets into this concept of transhumanism. The elites are really big into like a technotronic universe where everybody's like psycho civilized and controlled by like the 5G and just the microchips and everything else. And with everything going on right now, who knows where it all ends. There's definitely some medical value to microchips. It falls into what's known as electromedicine, and it's essentially like these frequencies. It could be used for good or bad, but I can guarantee you that I will not take one in my lifetime, at least willingly. Maybe they've already done it to me, so subversively. It doesn't really count if they kind of do it against your free will, in my opinion. So I want to build into the heart of this presentation, but okay, so like there's different ways that you may need it, the reasons for needing a root canal. Let me just first start off with my disclaimer. I am not a licensed physician, a medical doctor, a dentist, an oral surgeon, an endodontist, or in any way, shape, or form a member, of the organized medical community. Please consult a specialist in your particular area of need before making any medical related decisions. I shall not be held accountable for anything that you take out of this video and apply to your own health and well-being. Consider this for entertainment purposes of sorts. So basically, there's several reasons that you may need a root canal. One, a very common one, calls for my first one is like you'll have either like a deep cavity or a cavity in a certain place that's very close to a nerve, like where the root is, and the dentist may like unintentionally over drill it, or maybe it's just exposed already and there's no really way around it. The tooth starts rotting, and it kind of calls itself on its own. Certain people, they probably do this to purpose on purpose on. Mine's on tooth number 13. If you get into like back engineering the human brain and Brodmann's area, you could probably like tell exactly the wiring of the neural neurological system of the brain, and like how it would but like they could stimulate certain areas or whatever they wanted to do. There's people who have talked about like certain soldiers that have been microchipped to like become like these like super soldiers, and like serial killers. They do it to like evoke them to rage and anger, and numerous interesting aspects of this, deep into like the CIA stuff. So one, they over drill it. Two, like I said, your tooth just starts to decay and rot, and maybe you had some type of head trauma, or something like like you got punched, or you got like car accident, or you played hockey. Innumerable things could have happened to you. Very rarely do I ever heard of anybody that just like needed one without having a cavity or any type of like trauma to the tooth. But I guess that's it's plausible and possible. The typical first sign is you'll start to feel it, like it'll start to get hot and cold sensitivity. Like you'll drink like a coffee and it'll like hurt, or you'll drink like something cold, ice cream, and it'll like really hurt as well. And sometimes it'll start to get what's known as an abscess, and like you'll like actually lift up your lip, and you'll see the gum line will start to get like bubbles on it, and sometimes it actually needs to be drained. It's really nasty. Like the best alternative. I have a little. It's actually like a deer tooth. It kind of like fits into the presentation. the tooth needs to be extracted, maybe. Like that, like that's, sometimes that's the best answer, is just to extract it. If you let it go too long, it can start to affect other teeth, and then you have to extract numerous teeth, like the adjacent teeth as well. And I'm not a big fan of root canals because it's not a very natural biological process. I've had one. Okay, so let me tell you my little story. So like the dentist over drilled my tooth number 13, and like it didn't bother me at first. Then like in time, the hot and cold sensitivity, and like there's like only a few things that like I've attributed to the most pain. Like I had like kidney stones, very very painful. I've had like this, very 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 painful. It's like excruciating. Like when you go to lay down, like you feel like the blood, like, or like your heart beats, and you can like feel the pulsation in your mouth. And so like at the time I had this, I didn't really have a whole lot of money. And my father said, "Oh, go to a dental school," and I'd gone to University of Maryland Dental School. They're no longer in this location, but it was, I think, Perryville, Maryland. And like that's actually one of the top 3 dental schools in the entire country. Like Temple University is a real good one, University of Maryland, Penn is a good one, Harvard, I think, a few others, like real notable. Been around for a long time, and so like my heart was just racing, like doing this, like my blood pressure was like through the moon, and maybe it was attributed to other factors at that time in my life, but like it was something that was telling me it was not to do it. And so like I got it done at the dental school. Very big mistake. These people, they were really intelligent kids getting ready to graduate, but I don't think they were like totally competent in that type of process. They're training to be dentists, not really endodontists. Typically, you go to an endodontist when you need this done, not a dentist. Some dentists do it on the side, or they have experience doing it. Some like certain teeth they maybe feel comfortable doing. Other ones they may not want to touch. Certain teeth only have like two roots that go to them, 2 nerves. Other ones have like 3 and 4. They're a little bit more complex. So got the root canal done, and like it started to fail within like a year and a half. I would say about a year a year, give or take, and it started to fail. So they wouldn't, I didn't want to deal with them anymore at the dental school, so I paid out of pocket and had what's known as a retreat done. A retreat is basically when they go in and redo it. And also, so like it's just like like if you have a beautiful mouth, like it's just really sad. Like what they do, okay, so they like drill a hole in into your like your gums through the tooth, and like whittle down the tooth to where it's like a little nub. It's like the tooth is gone. And they like go in, and this is a file for sharpening chainsaws. It's not one that they actually use. It's like the ones they use are very small, but they like go in and they like use files, and they like clean it out, and they create a canal, and then they put in these little red plastic things. And like I had a girlfriend from Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan is like really known for dental tourism. They have like $18 root canals there. Like on a side note, dentists in this country, like my dentist that I go to now, I really really like a lot. Like I've actually modeled a lot of my therapeutic healing practice off of like his demeanor. Like he takes his time, like he's very courteous, like he like informs you about every single thing he's doing. And like I've been to some dentists where like you feel really nervous, like they're like you're in and out, like you're nothing but like a number to them, like literally like 5-10 minutes, and like they have you in and out. Like like a lot of times the hygienists do a lot of the work for them. And anyhow, I had to get this retreat done. It cost me a lot of money. They can like drill through the pre-existing crown. So then the crown start like it started like it was first off. There's different types of crowns, and like I requested a high noble metal crown. There's like, okay, the lowest of the low, which no dentist should even be using these anymore, is a base metal. It's like amalgam, like mercury filling, like it's like toxic and poisonous, absolutely not good. I totally requested not to get this type of crown. Like I specifically requested, and I think my bill even said this as well, and they gave me the base metal. I wanted, like I said, the high noble metal is like platinum, gold, and like like other non-ferrous metals that are like like higher quality metals, basically like platinum and gold. Like it's like the inside of it, like where it seats. Then the outside's porcelain. Then they have like these like other ones that are like more like ceramic, I guess you could say. And like the ceramic ones are good. Now like the metal ones hold up a lot longer. And then like you get into this whole thing where there's like permanent glue and temporary glue. And like if they put the permanent glue on with the crown, it's like on there, and like they have to break the crown and get it off. They put the temporary glue on, they can get it off, but then it may fall off, and you may eat it, swallow it by accident, or you may chew it and break it, or what have you. And like when I had to go back to get the crown off and get a new crown, it like within 3 minutes of taking it off, I felt better. There's like gases or something that built up under there, very 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 bad. I'm trying to expedite this, but just kind of filling you in. So then, like I said, I got the new crown on, and it's like you can't really tell. It's good, like pretty good quality. Like it's not metal, and they fixed that aspect of it from what I understand. If they were to microchip you, they probably could do it through the crown, or they probably would do it through the actual canal itself. And from what I've actually talked to people from the Air Force that have said that high strength magnets can actually like override it essentially, or negate it. Other things as well, like the tuning forks, kind of interesting there. I'm not going to get into that. Like it's not the purpose of this. The whole thing is to not get a root canal to begin with, and that's what I'm going to help you hopefully mitigate right now. So I've had actually another flare up with it, and like technically when the root's gone, there's usually not an issue. Like there's no, you can't really have pain there anymore because there's no feeling. It's like, whatever. And like, this little whittled down tooth that has a fake crown over top of it. And what happens is then the adjacent teeth start to like rot out because there's not this there's like a lot of times food builds up behind the fake crown, and it's not good. And like, and the other teeth will go, and then eventually they'll need a root canal, and it's a dominoing effect. Luckily, I have all my teeth. I'm 35 years old, and I plan on trying to keep them. Definitely it's worth going to the dentist every 6 months and just getting your cleaning and checkup. And like, if you don't trust your dentist, or like if you do your own like examinations and you think like they're not telling you the truth, find a new dentist. I've had issues with dentists in the past with that. So anyhow, I've had other teeth that like, I'm basically a crazy hillbilly from Pennsylvania, and like I've lived a very very wild life, to say the least. I've had numerous head trauma, all kinds of stuff, and to say the least, I probably have at least 3 other teeth that at one point or another actually needed a root canal. So I have a video that's a prequel to this that I really would appreciate it, like if you're gonna listen to this, to watch this one first, because I'm gonna go into a lot more stuff. It's my 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide oxygen therapy, like the biggest suppression of medical science that there is. Like absolutely amazing video. It's like has one of the highest view counts of all my videos. There's essentially like one book about this phenomenon. It's called The 1 Minute Cure. It's by Madison Cavanaugh, and it like explains how like the pharmaceutical industry is like multi-trillion-dollar a year industry that makes money off of you being sick and like coming in and like giving you like this poison, which in many cases makes you not better, and you need you have other subsequent problems from that, and need more medication or need more specialist attention. And I've gotten into the like numerous videos talked about the esoteric aspect of oxygen itself. It's number 8, which gets into the caudasis, and the one in the middle gets into the hydrogen. So like it's like the 2 major building blocks of life, and like our musical scales based on octaves, and like it's just very 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 esoteric. This book is very hard to get, The 1 Minute Cure. It talks about how this is like a cure for everything. They actually call it a panacea, and I can totally tell you it is. It's like the cure for autism, dementia, Alzheimer's, like Parkinson's. That's just to name some of the neurodegenerative diseases, and cancer, AIDS. It like basically like takes like any like bacterial infection or any type of like say cancer, for instance, anything that's like not natural to your body, your biophysiology, and just eats it alive. Like if you ever had a cut, and you like, and I want to also start off by saying, do not confuse this with regular 3% over-the-counter brown bottle hydrogen peroxide. This is specifically 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. It's very hard to get. You have to either get it online or go to a specialty retailer. It must be diluted. Like, you have to take it from this. You can't just pour it at all. It must be used with a dropper. Please watch my other video, and like we're talking drops, like single drops, like not like tablespoons, teaspoons, nothing like that. Like, it could be very detrimental to your health and well-being. Like, you never want to put this directly in your mouth. Like, I have a thing where I did with it in my other video where I put it on my skin, and it starts to eat your skin. Like 100% is like rocket fuel. Like very bad. So anyhow, there's like different ways you can take it. Orally is the most common. You know, when you start off, you want to start off very light with it. Like 3, 4, or 5 drops most. The book has a complete schedule, and like, you know, as time goes on, you build it yourself up. And like, you never really take it all the time. Like maybe for a month or two, you build it up, and like the book says, you get up to like 25, 30 drops, 35 drops. I've never gotten in like that much. Like if you watch the other video, I talk about I had this amazing, profound experience with it. Like the very first time I got it, like first off, I tried getting an oxygen tank filled. Like I was getting into like my own little experimentation with oxygen, and just wanted to get an oxygen tank filled, and like they won't let you do it. It's a huge conspiracy, especially now with everything going on. Like you will, like I guarantee you, like they will not give you oxygen. And like if you have a tank, like you maybe can get like a welding tank, like go to a welding supply and get it done. But like they'll let you get, like if you like talk to them, they'll say, oh, because it's very combustible, or detrimental to your health or something like that. They know that like it's magical, or like there's like a major healing element to it, and they don't want the average person to attain this. And the first time I ever used it, I put like 3 drops in a glass of water, drank it. 3 drops, literally, like 3 little micro drops. 4, like, maybe like if you're a bigger person, depending on your size and weight, you may want to start with 4, maybe 5 to get the full effect. Like, I really like it when people do it and they get the effect. Like, if you just put like 1 or 2 drops in, you're probably not going to feel it like that much different. But I've seen many people, and like the first time you do, like I went out to go run on the treadmill. I think I ran like a mile or 2, and like I did it like easy. Like I wanted to keep going. And like I like had no shortness of breath. I felt like I was like breathing through my blood. Like really weird. I came in, lay down in my bed, and I like had like very like I felt like amazing. Like almost just like very serene, very peaceful. And I slept, had like vivid dreams. It opens up like your neurological pathways, like it's your like areas of your brain working. Like you can see where it would be good for the neurodegenerative stuff. And I woke up at like 4 in the morning. And like was like wide-eyed and ready to go. Felt like completely energized, and it's like nothing like any type of stimulants. It's like it's very just natural feeling, and there's no come down off it like caffeine. So I don't know if you can see here. I just got a little bit on my finger. You can see like a little bit on your finger what it'll start to do. It'll turn you white, and you can feel it'll burn. Like that doesn't bother me. Like if you actually get a good bit on your fingers, you actually take it subcutaneously or through your skin, I guess you could say. There's like numerous ways that you can use this. Like there's like in the book, there's like 70 things, and there's like 2 things that it doesn't mention that I'm gonna pioneer here today. One is for root canal, and like I said, I've had like 3 or 4 other teeth with extreme sensitivity, and even a couple that were over drilled, and the dentist straight told me that they were over drilled. And like immediately after knowing that, I started taking this, and like this, all you got to do is like take a cut, like go when you get a cut or something like that. And I don't have any right now to really show you. Well, I do have one. I bite my fingernails from time to time. Like I'll show you what happens. Like if it like you have anything like this such, you can just see it like. It starts to fizz. It eats it alive. It's burning. But yeah, it starts to eat it alive. Like it just like any type of bacteria, anything of this such. And like I said, like if you have like I prefer that you try this out. Even just if you don't have anything wrong with you, maybe you do. With everything going on in the upper respiratory issues, it's really good to have this in your arsenal. A bottle like this, I think it's $20 for 16 ounces, and like I'm telling you, this will last you at least 1 to 2 years, like easy. Like that's one person using it. It's like 3 cents a day. It boils down to. It's that cheap, like 3 cents a day. A heck of a lot cheaper than the $1,000, $1,500 for a root canal, an additional 500 to 1,000 for a crown, and it also works amazing for whitening your teeth. Take like 5 to 10, 15 drops in a glass of water and dip your toothbrush in it, and you'll see like it's nothing better for whitening. Like way better than tooth. You could use it in place of toothpaste, but you have to be very careful. It'll start to eat away at your teeth if you use it too much. I highly recommend it for that purpose as well. The other thing is warts. If you have any warts, the book doesn't talk about these two things. But like when I take a needle, like a thread needle, and like poke the wart a few times, and then take the raw, undiluted, just a couple drops, and put it on it, and you'll see it start to fizz up. Like sometimes it'll just like shoot out like it's crazy. Like you can see it eat the virus right in front of you, and it's really really impactful. And then like maybe do that like 3 times a week, and after about 1 or 2 weeks of doing it, I really haven't seen many warts that it won't get rid of, to be honest with you. It works almost 100% flawless every time. And then like I said, for root canals, I highly recommend it as well, and it'll save you a lot of money. In addition, a couple other things that you may want to do as well to like give yourself a better chance for I guess effectiveness of the results. I have some like D3 that I use. I like to use all liquid stuff. It's a higher level of bioavailability, goes directly into your bloodstream. B12 as well, or like even better, B complex, liquid B12. I go to Dr. Edward Group from the Global Healing Network. I get all my stuff from him. Swear by his stuff. I pretty much solely use his stuff. Alex Jones' stuff, he gets his from the same person as well, if you know him. There's really nobody better. His iodine works well, but if you use the B12 and the D3, it really stimulates healing in the whole process. And like I said, a huge conspiracy, like on the stuff I told you about with the microchipping and everything else. But just think about if everybody knew this, and it would probably put a lot of endodontists out of business, or at least hurt their livelihood. That's not my intent. These people are professional people, and they have a lot more schooling than I do, and some of them are very very brilliant people and brilliant minded people, and understand deeper aspects of biology and other functions of the body and so forth. But yes, I highly recommend this process. Please, if anybody tries this and has any results, feel free to leave comments. And like I said, this is some of my proudest work to bring this information to you. I'm probably going to take a break from my channel for a while, but I had to do this one last video. Again, it's the 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. In the UK, it's actually banned. It's illegal, and you know why. And like I had another video that I did on this as well, called Charity Conspiracies, something like that. And like I basically once the first time you try this, you're gonna say especially if you read the book, you're gonna say, oh my goodness, you're gonna say this is true. Like you're gonna say it's one of the biggest conspiracies of all time, and you're gonna say this is the cure for cancer, this is the cure for AIDS, this is the cure for Alzheimer's, this is the cure for everything, depression, anxiety, you name it, anything and everything. And like I said, you can even if you see my hair, I'm actually getting ready to go back to my natural color. For a long time I stopped. So when you take it orally, it tends to be a little bit harsh on your system, and I don't like it. After you start to get past 15 drops, that's where I basically peak out at it. I was around 12 to 15 drops. I don't like to take any more than that, to be really honest with you folks. It starts to taste, this has a weird taste to it, and it probably could eat at your intestines or something, or I don't want to say that, but it's very 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 caustic, extremely caustic. And I actually found more amazing results. It's almost like a drug. I don't want to push it like that, because it's it has amazing medical value. But take it a glass of water, You can use it for your hair dye as well, your hair color. It's amazing. Looks really good. Like you can do like highlights, whatever. So like you put like 15, 20, like that 20, 25 drops, 15 to 25. Your first time, try 15 in a glass of water, a cup of water, and like you just warm it up so it's not so cold, and pour it on your hair and comb it in. And within like 2 minutes, like maybe even a minute, like it like lights your brain up, like your neurological pathways just come to life. It's insane, like it's absolutely insane. But like I just for about 2 years now, a year and a half, had the blonde, and I kind of wanted to change it up. So I'm going back to natural. So what I try to do as well is for facial. But even when you do that and you pour it on your face, your face gets this amazing feeling, like almost like you feel like 15 years younger. It's insane. Like I'm not like making this up. Like it's really insane. Like you literally feel like 15 years younger immediately, and like you can take a rag and like basically it's like the 15, 20 drops, 25 drops, put that in a cup of water, pour the cup of water on the rag, and then like put it on your face. Also like put it around your neck, like right, but the brain stem is right here, and like your major arteries, take it in as well. Or you could like even pour like put like a t-shirt on, it's not a good one, and like just pour it on the t-shirt, and it'll like kind of wick into your body. Works very well. Some of like the Asian people that like dye their skin probably use this as well for that. You could kind of get into that. Put it in a bathtub maybe if you put enough in. But I can't emphasize and pound the table enough about the food grade hydrogen peroxide. I like to put mine in glass. If you put it in glass bottles, you have to watch out. You don't invert the bottle, and the rubber, like it'll eat the rubber. Like it'll eat like pretty much everything in time. And it's also very sensitive to light. It breaks in time. Hydrogen peroxide will break down into water. It's like very unstable that way. But like I found that like even after a year or so, one of these bottles, it still keeps its kick pretty well. And with everything going on right now, the viruses, it's probably not a bad idea to have one of these. You could probably like if you can find some people to share it with, and like your roommates, your family. And it's better to do that and like keep getting it fresh than it is to like have one bottle for a very long time. Some people maybe keep it in the refrigerator. I don't myself. And like I said, just like a diet rich in B complex, like spinach, leafy greens, will also help your chance of the root canal. Kind of going on a lot longer than I wanted to, but this is a big deal. And like I would love to hear somebody's success story about using this to treat a root canal. And like I said, that would be the ultimate reward for me. Please let me know, if you have any positive results, folks. As always, thanks for taking the time to stop in on the Archangel 15. I'll check back from time to time with some other stuff as I feel compelled to bring it to you. And be safe.